The film starts with two reporters going to a desert prison. They meet the warden, who leads them to a part of the jail where they see a large prisoner named Peter Rodsep putting 3 other prisoners in a fighting ring. As the fight begins, the reporters start recording. After a brutal battle, Peter kills the 3 other prisoners. Watching the fight is a wealthy, greedy TV producer named Ian Breckle, who says this is exactly what he wants. Breckle tells the reporters to bring Peter to him. Instead, he makes a deal with the warden, offering a box of money to get Peter. Back at his control center, Breckle checks the preparations for his live show and the ratings in each country. He then tells his team to promote the show everywhere, even to an Eskimo in his small igloo. He wants the whole world to know they'll be live in 22 hours, so he orders an employee to create 100% awareness on the internet. Outside his base, Breckle talks to Goldman, who is in charge of installing cameras and microphones all over the area. Goldman tells Breckle that the main character, Jack Conrad, needs to be caught and may not be ready for the show in time. Breckle asks him for more details. Goldman explains that he has 87 cluster cameras ready, 147 solo cameras with built-in sound, and 6,070 cameras for the field. He says that even with 400 lenses, there are still some blind spots, and they need more time before the show goes live. Breckle tells him to make it better. At that moment, Breckle's lover Julie joins him and says that a news reporter, Donna Serrano, is waiting for him. During the interview, Donna asks him how he'll broadcast the show without a major network support. He says he'll use the internet to pit 10 prisoners from third world countries against each other in a fight to the death. 9 will die, and the last one standing will win money and their freedom. When Donna calls his plan unethical and unfair, he gets angry and ends the interview. He tells her that her negative thoughts won't be broadcast and won't ruin his show. Just then, his employees Bella and AD tell Breckle that they've lost their Arab contestant and need to find a replacement quickly. Bella suggests Jose Henares, a Guatemalan accused of 13 suicide attacks. However, Breckle rejects her idea because he already has 2 Mexicans in the competition and wants to please the Arab people by having an Arab contestant. AD then suggests an Arab from El Salvador who is a former Islamic extremist, and Breckle agrees. Back at the prison, the warden introduces his 2 employees to a murderer named Paco. The warden brings 2 other prisoners to a strong man named Jack Conrad, who is waiting for his death sentence and refusing to obey orders. The warden tells one of the prisoners to attack him. However, Paco ends the fight quickly. The warden then orders Jack to fight him, but Jack refuses. The warden then gives Paco a key. When they face each other, Jack quickly takes out Paco, hitting him twice. Breckle sees all of this and asks his team about Jack. AD says Jack is American and was arrested a year ago for killing 3 people. Breckle, however, thinks that the audience will enjoy watching Jack more than an Arab. He decides to keep Jack for the show. Now, all the prisoners, Helmut from Germany, Dominic from Italy, a man from Japan, Preston from the UK, Jack from the US, Rosa and her husband from Mexico, one from the UK, Sandra and a person from Estonia, are together in a room. Baxter starts explaining the rules. He tells them they'll all be taken to an island where they will fight each other. Each of them has an ankle bracelet with 20 explosive charges that will detonate in 30 hours. He tells them the only way to get rid of the bracelet is to be the last person to survive for 30 hours. He also says there are 2 other ways to detonate the bracelet. The first is by pulling a red tab, which will cause a 10-second delay, and the second is by messing with it to unlock it, which will make it explode instantly. He ends his speech by saying it's a game of kill or be killed. The prisoners are then put into 2 helicopters and flown to a deserted island in the South Pacific. Breckle watches the operation from his base, which will be used to broadcast the game. Using a compass, Jack figures out where the main tower is. As they reach the other side of the island, the live stream begins. Baxter leaves the prisoners one by one, giving each of them a key to unlock their chains. The first 2 contestants jump out without any resistance. However, when it's Dominic's turn, he starts to argue. As a result, he accidentally falls onto a steel pipe and dies immediately. When Baxter tells Paco to get out, Paco steals his sunglasses and kicks him. He then jumps from the helicopter with a fierce yell, which makes the other prisoners laugh. When it's Jack's turn, he refuses to speak and just glares at Baxter. Angry, Baxter throws Jack out of the helicopter. Sandra sees this and, with a swift punch, starts hitting. He then grabs a tree branch and hits her in the neck. After that, she pulls a red tab from her ankle bracelet. The explosion is shown in the transmission room. Breckle and his team are happy with the show's progress. Eddie tells them they've reached 5 million users, but Breckle insists this is just the beginning, as he wants to reach 40 million viewers. Meanwhile, Jack confronts Paco, thinking he is tracking him. But Paco says he is only looking for his wife, Rosa, so Jack lets him go. Before leaving, Paco gives him his key, saying it will help him, and then jumps away in thanks. Jack finally frees himself from the chains. A helicopter passes by and drops a bag. A fight immediately breaks out. It is revealed that the man is a former soldier. He beats Tristan, who had covered his face with a parachute before running. While Jack is looking for a high place to find the direction of the control tower, he is surprised by an attacker. A fight begins. Jack pushes the man off a cliff and discovers he has lost his red pull tab. Jack hits him with a rock and pushes him off the edge of the cliff. He sees his back explode. At the same time, Breckle tells his team the number of viewers has reached 12 million. As the broadcast continues, an FBI agent gets information from one of Jack's former associates, who tells him that Jack's real identity is Jack Riley. An FBI agent named Brad Wilkins contacts Jack's lover, Sarah Kavanaugh, and tells her about the situation on the phone. At night, Sarah goes to the bar where she works and gets ready to watch the competition. She finds out she has to pay $9.99 to watch it. When she does, she recognizes Jack. Still, she can't accept the information in his bio, which was made up by a goofball. Paco finally finds Rosa. But unfortunately, Yasantua Ade is also there. Paco tells his wife to run away before he starts his fight with Yasantua. Paco successfully defeats him. But Yasantua manages to catch Rosa and takes advantage of the distraction, using a tree branch to break Paco's leg. Yasantua then ties him to a tree and forces him to watch as he kills Rosa. At the station, Julie expresses her disagreement with what is happening. She tells Breckle to stop the stream, but he tells her that Rosa is a murderer and will die. On the other hand, Goldman also feels sad and decides to go out for some fresh air. Meanwhile, Yasantua and Rosa pull the red tab and let it explode. But when they check on Paco, they don't find him in his place. Later that night, Jack finds the injured Paco, who tells him what happened and asks for his help to kill Yasantua. However, Jack is only focused on finding the operation base so he can make a phone call and ask for help. On the other hand, Yasantua sees that Jack has a tough face, which encourages him to calm down and makes him believe that he won't kill him. Breckle gives AD instructions to leave a bag for Tristan and tell him to get a reward. In the competition, Jack returns to Paco and uses 2 pieces of iron to block the signal from the tracking device connected to his stick. Meanwhile, AD says that Jack has disappeared from the screen. Jack gives water to Paco and goes to the operation base. At the FBI, agents stop the investigation because they found it impossible to find Jack, but Wilkins insists on continuing. However, an agent tells him that Jack is a former Delta Force operative. Unfortunately, after bombing a building controlled by drug dealers, the local police caught him on a Black Ops mission in El Salvador. The agent also tells him that no one knows Jack's real identity and that he is working for the United States. At this time, Goldman tells Breckle that Jack is going there, and because he did not install surveillance cameras near the operation base, they cannot track him after a while. Jack comes to the base and after beating a guard, he makes his way to the tower, where he kills another guard and then calls Sarah. He gives her his bank account number and tells her to take the money and take care of herself, but she replies that she does not need his money. She needs him right now. Breckle looks at him and calls Baxter. Before he cuts the electricity from the tower, Jack instructs Sarah to relocate to the FBI office. Before they kill him, he makes his way back to Paco. After a while, he finds Yasantua and then says that he beat Paco and killed him. The next day, he keeps an iron band around his hand. Jack surprises him with a quick punch, gaining the upper hand. Yasantua and Vinnie Jones team up against Jack, but he kills Yasantua. Vinnie Jones escapes with his knife, and Jack follows him to the edge of a cliff. Vinnie Jones refuses to fight and jumps into the river. Jack follows him into the water. Outside the river, a helicopter drops a bag with a rifle for Vinnie Jones. He grabs it and starts shooting at Jack, who is hiding behind a rock. Jack tries to run, but Vinnie Jones shoots him in the shoulder. As Vinnie Jones looks for Jack, he comes across a cameraman with a guard. Vinnie Jones kills them both and takes their submachine guns. Jack, having recovered, punches him, and the fight starts again. Jones stabs Jack and pushes him to the edge of the rock, causing him to fall. Jones then tries to shoot him with a rifle, but runs out of bullets before he can kill him. Jack's body is now floating in the water, and everyone thinks he has died. Meanwhile, Breckle reaches his goal of 40 million viewers. Baxter tells Breckle that the FBI has sent a Navy SEAL to arrest him, and they will arrive in an hour. Breckle decides to leave without his team. At the same time, Goldman confronts him, but Breckle threatens to kill him. Later, Jones makes his way to the control tower. After removing the bomb from his leg rig, Breckle tells him he will not keep his promise. He refuses to give Jones his freedom, revealing that he has decided to play his own game. Jones takes an M5 from a guard and uses it to kill the rest of Breckle's team. He then runs inside to find Breckle but finds his technical team instead. He starts killing each of them one by one, not realizing that Breckle has already left them. He finishes with everyone. He turns toward Eddie, whom he had saved for last. He asks him if he enjoyed watching all of this, and Eddie says he's sorry. But Jones tells him it's too late and goes to kill him. On the other hand, Jack comes back. He goes around looking for Julie, but Jack is behind him. He tells him to sit down, and after talking about her past in detail, he shoots him several times. After a while, Jack starts running after Breckle, who finally reaches him and flies away. Although Jack tries to shoot the helicopter several times, it is too late. When Breckle feels that Jack's machine gun is empty, he is saved. Julie comes back with the explosive rig of the United Nations. She gives it to Jack, who throws it inside the helicopter. The helicopter then explodes and crashes into a rock, causing Breckle and his evil group to die. The film ends with Jack, who is now returning home to reunite with Sarah in Texas. Sarah notices him on the porch and is surprised to see that he is alive.